Hello everyone and welcome to another end of the year. Today is officially the last day of the year, for me at least. Maybe you guys are already in the new year, or maybe you guys still have a couple of hours or a day left of the year. Anyhow, it's soon a new year. And as a tradition, I always have had a New Year's message for you all as your queen. I usually read a poem called In Memoriam or Ring Out Wild Bells, written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. It's a tradition that is usually read in Sweden during New Year's Eve. And I started doing this on my channel a couple of years ago when I started it, and I feel it's a nice tradition to keep going. I know that a lot of people during the holidays might be lonely, might feel like they did not accomplish enough this year. Maybe you are feeling a little bit bummed out or sad that you didn't get stuff done, or maybe you feel like this year was pretty shit, My year have been rough, to say the least. I don't usually talk about it a lot, but I recently got out of a rough patch of 10 years of traumatic experiences. I'm trying to heal. It's hard to heal from something you've been exposed to for that many years. I still have PTSD sometimes. I still struggle. Some days are rough. Some days I don't want to leave my bed, and sometimes I'm just not feeling it, And that's fine. I want everyone to be out there to know that it's fine to not feel at your high point, or it's fine to have a shitty year. It's fine to be on a path to get better. It's fine to not always have happy days. It's okay to lay in bed and just feel like I don't want to go up. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to school. I just feel so bummed out today. It doesn't mean it's a failure. It does not mean you're not worthy of anything. It's just human. Everyone goes through ups and downs in their life. Everyone has stuff in their lives. And we have to remember that we as humans are sometimes really good at masking. Sometimes it might feel like we're alone, that nobody else understands, that nobody else is going through the same rough patches as we are, because everyone seems to be so fine, right? But that's not usually the case. Some people are just really, really good at masking. Some people are just really good to take a bite of a sour apple and just get things done, and then they go home and they don't feel so good when they're alone in their home. And it's fine as long as you just try your best. And for you guys who had a great year, that's wonderful. I hope you guys will have a good year next year as well. But I feel like we all should remember that not everyone has it easy. Sometimes we just have to be there for each other. Sometimes we have to support each other and just be there. Be kind to each other. Show kindness. Show love. Support. Because you never know who's going through a bad time or a bad year. The poem I'm going to read, I feel like it's a very good poem. It tells you that we leave everything bad and everything that happened this year, we leave it behind us because it's done, it happened. We don't have to dwell on it anymore, because what is done, what happened, and we should just leave it. We should move on with a new canvas that we can fill with happiness. My dad always told me that as soon as you wake up in the morning, you are faced with 1,000 kinds of different choices to make. You have choices to, are you going to leave bed today, or are you going to stay in bed? What are you going to eat? What shoes are you going to wear? Are you going to brush your teeth today? Are you going to buy coffee at this shop, or are you going to buy it at that shop instead? And he always told me that if you're feeling sad, or if you're feeling like you have a bad day, try to make the best choices of your day. Try to make your day a tiny bit better. If you have a test at school that you're having dread for or anxiety over, or a meeting at work, or just something that's just bothering you, try to make the rest of the day a good one. Eat something that you really like. Buy that coffee at the coffee shop that you really like. Buy a book if you like. Buy a piece of chocolate. Go into the forest for a walk if that makes you happy. You have so many choices that you can make. If it makes you happy to wear a special t-shirt, wear that t-shirt that day. I know it sounds small and silly, but it actually do help. When I'm sad, I buy a book. That's why I have a lot of books. No, that's not why I have a lot of books, but I do have a lot of books. But I go to the library, not the one I work at, but I go to other libraries. I go to the bookshop and just browse and look at books because it makes me happy. Or I buy a coffee at a coffee shop, or I take the time to go to the graveyard and visit my grandparents there, because that makes me calm and it collects me and it makes me happy. And that's like the small things that we have to focus on if we're having a rough day or a rough patch, I think. Just try to remember that the day is yours. You decide 100% what kind of choices you make. And even if the choices are kind of small, like what to wear and not to wear, they can make a huge difference. I wear super pretty dresses almost every day, but I wear even bigger, poofier, more extravagant dresses on days I feel a little bit more sad, because it makes me feel pretty. It makes me feel cute. People tell me I look pretty, and that makes me happy. And that's like a small choice to make, like what to wear today, but it could make a huge difference. So next year, if you feel like you have a rough patch and you don't know what to do, just take one day at a time. Take one small choice at a time. Don't pressure yourself and making it to a chore. Don't make it into different goals that you feel like you need to achieve. Just take it one choice at a time. Are you leaving bed today? Are you going to brush your teeth today? That's enough. Just one choice at a time. Yes. Let me read you this New Year's poem, and I hope it will bring you some sort of comfort and joy, like it does for me every year. Ring Out Wild Bells by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Ring out wild bells to the wild sky, the flying cloud, the frosty light. The year is dying in the night. Ring out the wild bells and let him die. Ring out the old, ring in the new. Ring happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let him go. Ring out the false and ring in the true. Ring out the grief that saps the mind. For those that hear we see no more. Ring out the void of rich and poor. Ring in redress to all mankind. Ring out a slowly dying cause and ancient forms of party strife. Ring in the nobler modest of life with sweeter manners, purer laws. Ring out the want, the care, the sin, the faithless coldness of the times. Ring out, my mournful rhymes, but ring the fuller minstrel in. Ring out false pride in place and blood, the civic slander and despite. Ring in the love of truth and right, ring in the common love of good. Ring out old shapes of foul disease, ring out the narrowing lust of gold. Ring out the 1,000 wars of old, ring in the 1,000 years of peace. Ring in the valiant man and free, the larger heat, the kindler hand. Ring out the darkness of the land, ring in the Christ that is to be. Happy New Year's to everyone out there, and remember, even your Queen Ophilia III do have rough patches sometimes. It's okay. We will be there together. We will celebrate the year 2024 and make it a good one. One choice at a time. Happy New Year's, everyone.